The other thing I want to say is I want to talk about learning. All of us are committed to continuous education, but it gets really interesting when we start asking, well, what kind of education and what for? And what are we interested in? Are we interested in, for example, acquiring facts or developing wisdom? And why are we doing it? And deep answers really reflect and express our fundamental goals and aspirations and life questions. Because whether we recognize it or not, all of us have some central existential questions or sacred questions that really guide and direct our lives. And the depths of our lives reflect the extent to which we reflect on and investigate these fundamental questions. So questions such as, how can I be a more effective therapist? Or even more deeply, how can I be an effective healer? Or how can I be an optimal instrument of service? Or maybe for some of us it's, how can I love more fully? Or how can I live as fully as possible? Or perhaps it's the perennial question of, what's a good life? So many of us have reflected on these questions personally and professionally. And if we look at the area of the domain of, for example, psychotherapy, which many of us are working in, or counseling, or consulting in various ways, initially our profession assumed that what would make us more effective therapists would be better techniques and more knowledge. And as we went through school, and basically what we got was we got lectured and taught facts and techniques. Yet the research consistently shows that the most important factors for effective counseling, therapy, consultation are much more the human qualities and the qualities that we bring ourselves into the consulting room, and the qualities and capacities of our clients. And perhaps above all, the thing which accounts for most variance of all is the quality of the relationship between us. So now the question becomes, how do I hone myself to become an optimal instrument of healing? And that leads to some very interesting questions about what exactly we're doing and what are we. For example, as counselors, as consultants, as therapists, are we technicians or midwives? What's the appropriate metaphor for what we're doing? Because it leads to very different assumptions and perspectives on what and how we're doing it. Are we experts or fellow explorers? And are we better served by acquiring facts or wisdom? And more generally, do we need knowledge and techniques, or rather capacities and virtues such as love and compassion and integrity? Now, do we need to learn more or grow more? Now, obviously, at a fundamental level, the answer is both. But our educational systems are geared more towards knowledge and techniques than they are towards the cultivation of the qualities and capacities within us and between us, which data now shows are really what it makes for most effective healers and consultants and helpers.